Are you an entrepreneur that's been DIYing your bookkeeping and on the fence about whether if it's time to hire a bookkeeper? Or you're wondering like what could a bookkeeper actually do for my business? In this video, we're gonna break all that information down. Hi, my name is Yolanda and I am the virtual bookkeeper for Osborne Virtual Bookkeeping Solutions. And on this channel, we discuss bookkeeping, entrepreneurship, and a little bit about myself, but mostly about bookkeeping. And this is just to spread awareness so that entrepreneurs like you will know, hey, this is what I need to stay current and up to date when it comes to my bookkeeping, or this is what I need to know about when it comes to bookkeeping. And if that resonates with you, make sure you like and subscribe so that you can make sure you get the notifications when I upload a new video. So I do have some notes because it's a lot of information, a lot of valuable information. So if you see me looking down, I'm just making sure that I stay on topic and I don't ramble, okay? So the first thing I definitely want to get into talking about is what a bookkeeper really do for you as an entrepreneur. And that is basically take the weight off of trying to figure bookkeeping out, trying to figure out the small details about bookkeeping, and basically helps you see the bigger picture of where your business is financially. That's the overall goal of what a bookkeeper does. It's not just about data entry, but it's definitely catching those little things that you would know to catch, but that can actually help you when it comes to your tax planning or when it comes to you trying to obtain additional funds like a business loan, being able to have accurate reports. So when you're reporting to the IRS during tax time, you're reporting the correct information. So all of that information plays a big part of what a bookkeeper does. But we're gonna break that down. So bookkeeping is a all year round process. It's not a tax season task. Let's be clear about that. It is a all year round process, and it's broken into months. So each month, if you have not been doing your bookkeeping, each month you should take a look at your bank statements. You should take a look at the accounting software that you have in place, or if you're using a spreadsheet, whatever you're using to track your information, you need to make sure that you're reviewing that information on a monthly basis, because some stuff is not always captured. Some stuff do fall through the cracks. That's why you have to make sure you are checking your information on a monthly basis. And so, what a bookkeeper does, they actually go in and they look and make sure that the transactions that you have coming through your accounting software, they make sure that your transactions are categorized correctly. That plays a huge part in how you are able to get tax deductions and credits, because if a transaction is categorized incorrectly, then that could definitely affect whether if you are going to either get that credit or deduction, or if you may have to pay additional taxes. So you definitely want to make sure that your categorization is accurate. And that's what a bookkeeper does. They definitely make sure that your categorizations are correct and it makes sense. And it actually falls within the compliance guidelines for the IRS, okay? We don't want to be saying that it's one thing, but it's actually something else. That's fraud. And so the bookkeeper, they just make sure that you're compliant, making sure that they're capturing the small things, as I said before. So the third thing is the bookkeeper actually reconciles your bank statement. Now, reconciliation is something, it's like checks and balance. It is a part of your bank statement compared to your actual accounting software. Most people think that when they get an accounting software, it pulls all your information. Unfortunately, that is not 100% true. There are some times that things do get missed or is brought in or is incorrect. Excuse me. So that's why you have to make sure that the information that's shown on your bank statement reflects what's in your accounting software, and vice versa. Well, not vice versa, but whatever is on the bank statement needs to be reflected in the accounting software. So if you're using QuickBooks, for example, and you notice that some of your income, when you look at your bank statement, you notice some income transactions are missing. Well, you have to actually go in and manually add that information into your accounting software. If you don't, and you pull reports, then guess what? You are going to be under reporting, which could actually trigger an IRS audit. So this is why it is important for you to reconcile. So when you hear somebody say reconcile, you're going to think about, did my bank statement reflect what was on my accounting system? Pretty much. And if you have a business that have a high volume of transactions, like over 100 or more, that is a lot of time that is going to be very tedious, which is why you may want to consider hiring a bookkeeper that can actually take that time away from you, that task away from you, where you can use that time to focus on something else in your business, like providing better customer service, so on, or whatever other issues that you have been wanting to tackle in your business and you just haven't had time because you're trying to stay current on the bookkeeping. This would be a very good reason why you need to go ahead and outsource and hire a bookkeeper. Okay. So the fourth thing is that a bookkeeper does is actually track. Um, again, they help you to prevent from underreporting and overreporting. And a part of that plays with categorization. Another part with that goes in just making sure that the information that is hitting your bank statement reflects in your accounting software, which ties into the reconciliation process. Okay. And then the fifth part is making sure your reports are accurate. So if you're not doing a reconciliation, your reports are going to be wrong. I don't have to look at it. I don't have to, it's going to be wrong. Here's why it's going to be wrong, because tech is not 100% perfect. No tech is perfect. As much as we would like to say that there is perfect tech, there is no perfect tech. Want to know why? Because tech is man-made, and anything that's made by man is imperfect. So there are subject to flaws. So the thing of it is that when your business is making money and your accounting software is tracking the activity based upon the activity from your bank accounts, like your credit cards, your bank accounts, that information is being brought in, but it's not always 100% accurate. So that's why you need to make sure that it is accurate. And that's what a bookkeeper does. A bookkeeper makes sure that that information is correct, because QuickBooks can say, let's just say you got a loan. QuickBooks can say that you got a loan for $1,200, but it was actually $12,000. That would make a huge difference. Okay. So that's why it's important for that information to always to be accurate, because when you get your reports like a profit and loss statement or a balance sheet, and these are the common reports that are asked, which is why I'm touching on those. When you are filing your taxes, they tend to ask for a profit and loss. The profit and loss, it basically gives a detailed analysis of what you're spending your money on. It tells everything, the big picture. So that's how the tax preparer is able to know, okay, this is what I need to put on the tax form to determine if they are going to get this as an eligible credit, and so on for business. For balance sheets, there are going to be some agencies that may ask for this information if you are trying to get a business loan, like from your local credit union or actual bank. They'll probably ask for that along with your most recent tax returns. So it's very important to make sure that that information is correct, because if not, it can actually deter you from being able to get the things that you need to get. And then it also could project the incorrect cash flow. So you know that your business is generating this amount of revenue, and you know you have this amount of expenses, but your report says something else. So the bookkeeper would make sure that that information is tightened up and accurate, and that is being done. Like if there's a question of a transaction, we're sending you an email or sending you a spreadsheet of transactions to clarify, hey, was this for business? And if this was for business, what was this for? Same if you was to write a check and that information wasn't clear, we will send you that information for you to clarify so we can make sure that it looks correct in your accounting system. So the next thing is a bookkeeper, make sure that you are tax ready. So not just for, applying for business loans, which is good, but you also need to make sure that you are tax ready. Let me tell you something. When you keep your bookkeeping up throughout the year, it is a smooth transition when you are filing your taxes. Only thing you would need is your profit and loss, and that's it. That's it. But if your bookkeeping is not up to par, you're going to be hustling, bustling for receipts, trying to put stuff together, and guess what? You're going to miss out. You're going to miss out because your tax preparer is not going to be able to help you obtain the necessary deductions that you should be getting because you don't have your stuff in place. So if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And then the other thing is that, if your bookkeeping is not caught up, you got to pay somebody to do that. And that's a whole nother video. Okay. I'll do a whole nother video about cleanups so that you can truly understand why it's important. You should avoid that at all costs. So the bookkeeper is going to make sure that you are tax ready. So that's why we are looking at the small things like capturing of your merchant fees, making sure your transactions are categorized correctly. All these things are done so that you don't have to worry about trying to do it at the last minute. It's already done. Everything has been balanced. Everything has been accounted for. That's what your bookkeeper does, because you ain't got time for that. You don't have, now you may start out having time for it, but when your business pick up, excuse me, and you have more transactions in your business, I promise you, you're not going to have time, and you're going to really regret not hiring sooner. So another thing, which is number 7, another thing that a bookkeeper helps you do prevents causes mistakes, which I've already said, misclassifications, commingling. Commingling is one of the number one things that entrepreneurs do, especially new entrepreneurs. Some of it is out of you just don't know until you being told not to do so. And then some people just think that, well, I'm not gonna worry about it, my bookkeeper will deal with it. Well, here's the thing with that. Your bookkeeper is gonna code that transaction as an owner's draw. And there's nothing wrong with you taking a draw in your business. But if you're taking a lot of draws out of your business, it could be questionable when it comes to getting loans or bringing in investors, because it's going to be like, well, how the business going to make money if you are constantly drawing it out? These are things that you need to be thinking about if you are planning on growing your business, and you probably going to need some additional funds to help make this happen. Please do not commingle. And you may get a bookkeeper, that is just may not say nothing, but I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna hold you accountable because I want you to succeed. I want your business to do well and grow. And honestly, it's the right thing to do. Like, you just don't do it. Treat your business like a business. Okay? This ain't what we not. This ain't no little side hustle. It might start out that way, but that's not how we're going to look at it this year. So the next thing and the last thing that a bookkeeper does, the overall thing is that the bookkeeper gives you clarity of what's truly going on in your business. From the small details from the categorizations, from the checks and balances, you know, to being compliant, making sure your reports are accurate. It the bookkeeper actually help you see what you need to see as far as where you are financially. Meaning, are you making enough to be in business? Are you making enough to be able to outsource? Because when you get in business, yeah, it's good that you start the business, but depending on the kind of business you have, you're going to need help. You're going to need help. You may even have AI implemented in your business. That's fine, but AI can't necessarily do everything. You're going to have some other human aspect to help you, especially if you're a service based business, you know, and depending on the type of business that you have. But these are the things that bookkeepers do to help you grow your business and help you to prevent from feeling overwhelmed and making errors and costing yourself more money in business because you're falling behind. A bookkeeper alleviates all that stress because they know how to mentally work things that you don't know how to work when it comes to bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is definitely can be mental. And if you're not up for that, you need to seriously consider hiring. Now, here's the thing. I am taking on new clients and I have a strategy call where we can meet and we can discuss, what's going on in your business and what you need assistance with, and then we can go from there. So if that's something that you've been thinking about doing, this is your sign. Go ahead and hire your bookkeeper. Me. So my information will be in the description below. I look forward to meeting with you and hearing about your business. And should we decide to move forward, I look forward to helping you grow your business and become your new accountability partner, because that's what I will be when you decide to do business with me. Okay. So if you like this type of content and you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe so that you can get the notifications of when I upload a new video. And make sure you join the Plugged In community. I have a community where I send you information about bookkeeping, related information for entrepreneurship, and just, check in with you, see how you're doing. And then as the community grows, I may do some lives, and who knows, I actually may do some meetups. I don't know just yet, but I'm just trying to see where I can take the community. And I know that there are some entrepreneurs that want to know more about business and do better with being a better business owner, but they don't know where to start, or they don't know where to get certain information from. And my community would be the best community to start. So it's called the Plugged In community, where you stay plugged into financial clarity. And our theme this year is clarity all year. So all year you're going to stay aware of things that are going on in the business world and be giving tips that can actually help you as an entrepreneur. Also receive exclusive offers when I'm running certain promotions. So yeah, tap in and plug into the financial clarity community, and it's up. All right. So I've been talked enough. Go ahead and sign up for the community. Go ahead and book a call with me. The information is in the description below, and I'll see you on the next video.